shake hands. Oh, this girl I'm in trouble today.
That's so correct.
Hi, my name is Mercy Johnson Okoje, mom, wife, speaker, host. This is my kitchen. You're welcome to Mercy's Menu. I am going to be making a very special meal. It is Egusi soup. I'm not going to be having a twist on this one. I have Ufuoma McDermott in the house.
What is wrong with you?
You think I did not see you?
Madam, you are under arrest.
Officer!
Water don't pass Gary.
What happened? Where have you been?
Are not even your age mate.
Yeah.
Just run, enter like that. Make come correct the name by yourself.
Hi, see.
You know you're the only one that, first of all, I don't even, sorry, I don't speak Pidgin English, I don't know what she's talking about. So, it's McDermott. Say McDermott.
Okay, so Ufuoma is not just an actor, or a wifey, or a mom. Ufuoma is my sister, like my blood. No, play no dey matter. For me, no dey matter. No, my personal person.
Okay.
All right, so our mama is already in the pot. It's already cooking. We had that there. Some people know how to wash mama, so I had to teach her how to wash it. Now it's washed. Spice is boiling.
I can't wait for it to cook.
At this point now, no, at this point now, because you want the meat to get ready with the pomo, it's a Egusi soup. First and foremost, before I go very far, let me give you what our ingredients are for this particular one. We have a tomato, pepper, and onion, all diced. I like to add tomato into my Egusi. Do you do that?
Yes,
I like
absolutely.
to add. And then we have a pumpkin leaf, which is the ugu.
Okay.
We have a seasoning cube. We have our Egusi itself. We have our dry fish. We have our pomo, our beef, red oil, and salt to taste. We're good to go. Good job. Okay, so we have the meat inside. At this point, because the pomo is already well spiced with ginger, garlic, seasoning cube, and what have you in there, you do not actually have to add anything to the meat when it's in there.
Okay.
And like I always say, I do not add water to my meat when I'm boiling. Just let
Yeah.
it go like that. So we have our meat in there now boiling. Ufuoma,
Yes.
we've been married for how long now?
8 years?
8
and a
years.
half, yes.
How has it been?
Do I have to be honest?
Yes.
When I got married, the first 4 years for me it was nothing. I think I finally got married in like the 5th year.
Oh, okay.
We had some really, really trying times, and those were the times when I usually say to people, I'm finally married.
No, I think that the first 4 years, you might still be doing the boyfriend and girlfriend thing.
I'm telling you,
And then
because,
after a
you know,
while,
everything was business as usual,
Yes.
everything was rosy.
the petting still continues. How do you settle issues amongst yourself? Who says sorry first? Does it matter who first says sorry? And how do you settle those issues among yourself?
Mercy, this is the thing, again, that I've learned in these 8 years. You know how a lot of times we know there are certain, I don't know if I should call them rules and regulations, or there are advices that, you know, are laid down to help you have the rules that, you know, would help you with a perfect marriage. It's okay to know these rules. It's okay to strive to follow these rules, but it's also okay if every now and again you fall short.
Yes.
And I think that has been our story. Yes, we know that, you know, you shouldn't let the sun go down when you are angry. Mercy.
Me, I say I sleep with man, I wake up, I dream again, I sleep
Now what for you? Would they roll over?
I'm so guilty.
Would they roll over the problem? You know. But at the end of the day, I say to people that the focus for you should be that, like I said earlier on, there's a reason why I chose this person.
Yes.
So this too will pass.
So the fact that he makes me upset now doesn't mean I love him less.
Mercy, guess
I just
what?
don't like what he did.
Do you understand? And
Yes.
it's okay, and it's one thing that I've made it clear in my marriage. It's okay to be angry because you have a right to anger. We don't have those rules where you say, oh, you know, I upset you because it's me, you shouldn't be angry. No, you have a right to anger, and I will let you exercise that right to anger.
All right,
you
so
know.
since you want to let me exercise that right of anger
Not send me another food
Ufuoma,
message.
I dey instruct you now, put the tomato and pepper inside the meat with the boil. The meat go done ready. That's my instruction. If you disobey,
Mercy, but you know, say I don't like to cook now. What's all this now?
Let I tell you now, na instruction. Since you say I get right to anger, carry tomato and pepper, put inside that meat now. I did my own way, it also I get right to anger.
Mercy, you know, say I know they like cook. You know.
Turn now.
You know. Now all I'll put.
Yes, now Egusi with the cook, not be suya.
Messi, that's 7-0.
Yeah, you
Just they score your own. They go, God, this is pepper.
Yeah.
My hand will call the pepper.
You like spice now, don't you?
Yeah, but now me they cook am.
You turn out. Did my own way, so I get right.
This meat be like say go sweet. No test, I don't reach the
No,
test.
never reach.
See this one also.
I don't give a handshake now. You won't hug me. Mama, I know my brother. He's not Nigerian.
Yeah.
Have you had like any difficulty in communication, traditional wise? I mean, like merging two cultures together.
So I remember the first time I spoke to Steve's mom. I called her up on the phone. Her name is Jean. I called and I said, "Hi, mommy," and she goes, "Oh, Fuma, it's okay. Call me Jean." I looked the phone. I said, "This one, mommy, they pursue me for house." I said, "Okay, mommy." Let me make my mama swear for. So I call Percy, Mama, Jean. Not be only Percy, your husband, Mama. My husband, Mama. I call her Jean. I say, "Okay, mommy." You know, so for me, that was like the first one. And then as we went along, different things during the marriage. My husband saying at 3 weddings. We had to justify why it's 3. I said, maybe 3 weddings. We go do registry, then we go do tradition, amorobo. We have to do, you know, a traditional wedding.
Church.
And then we have to do church because we are both Christians. He did not understand why we had to have 3 weddings. Till
Because
today,
usually with them it's just one and that's it.
and that's it. Till today, you tell everybody, we had 3. You know, so the culture shock has been in stages. But so far, I think the biggest shock for me has been having kids and knowing how to discipline them and how to put them in check.
Yes.
Now, what I know to do is what I have experienced and what I know. And what I know, just as the Bible says, is that madness abounds in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction driveth madness far away.
You give sense.
Are you with me?
I feel you now.
That's it.
Yes.
So-
Now, to drive that corruption madness come on far away from you, from they put the fish inside you now.
Oh, this is a scam. Oh.
What's in Bible talk? About madness and children. Okay.
Listen, this is a scam. You know this is a scam.
What
I'm
if
supposed to
I-
come and watch you cook,
No,
so let me
what do
eat.
you talk now? See, Bible talk about madness and children. Put the fish inside now. All right. So we have our dry fish inside. Some people actually like to soak their dry fish into salty water, you know, to make it soft and all of that. Yes, that's allowed. Whichever way, even if you put it in here too, the heat of the whole thing will make it,
Yeah, I
you know,
think so.
will stop heat. So we have that in there.
Okay.
Back to what the Bible says.
Okay.
Do you spank the kids when they are wrong?
Yes, I do. But I had a very, very bad experience once with Isio that made me stop. There was a time I had come out of my room. I think I went on a journey and came back. I was exhausted, and I told him to stop. He was screaming or something or crying. I told him to stop. I went into my room to try to sleep. I kept hearing his voice in my head. Mercy, I came out of my room. I grabbed my son, and I beat him like a drum.
My listeners are like, don't tell me this matter before.
Mercy, I beat him so hard, I couldn't look at him. And I went into my room, I closed the door, and I was shaking. And then I went back to his room, he was seated, and then my daughter was really little. He was seated in his room, and then I came and I said, he said, "Mommy, you shouldn't have hit me that hard." And my heart broke. And I said, "Isu, I'm sorry. I told you to stop crying. I needed to sleep. I'm tired. I really just need quiet. I need to sleep. I am really sorry." Mercy. He looks at me and he says, "I forgive you." The tears I was holding before, they just started flowing like a river. After that day, I said, you know what? There's got to be other ways that I can
Talk to him and
talk to
explain.
him. Even, you know, send him to the naughty corner, lock him up in his room, seize his iPad or stuff like that. But it was that experience that made
But
me
no
say,
more beating like a drum.
no.
Okay, I'm going to give you another instruction now. Oil. No disobey, no disobey, no disobey.
They say a woman in white does not sit close to a palm oil seller.
Who said? Who now?
Those people, when they see
I put the oil. You said
all
they
of it,
put the oil.
you know those times when they go say, they say, even me, I say, who say they say?
There's going to be a rule
Who is
now.
saying they say?
Yes, who
No,
say?
tell me who say.
Okay, so we put in the red oil into you know, what we're making the egusi stock, yes. It's boiling. After a while, that's when we put in the egusi next, just in case as you determine the gist now, and if you delay. What is your take on domestic violence, Ufuoma?
Domestic violence is domestic violence. It doesn't matter who it's coming from and who's taking it. Now, what I hate hearing the most is, you know, when people say, I beat my wife to correct her. No problem, I'm fine with it. It's okay that you want to correct her. My question is, when you are wrong, who corrects you?
Yeah.
That's all I want to know. Just show me, say, I get one Muhammad Ali somewhere where if I'm wrong, then I'll say, it's okay now. Because at the end of the day, I realized that everything we do in life, you know, about being good or being nice, is just treating the next person the same way you want to be treated. If I say that I beat on my wife to correct her, it simply means that I should also submit myself to someone to give me that same,
when you are wrong.
Beats me up when I also go wrong. Yeah. So that's my take. It's evil in every ramification. Evil, evil, evil. Finally, Messi is cooking.
Okay, now some people always mix their egusi into warm water before they put it in. Some people actually fry the egusi before they put it in. But I think cooking egusi, basically, for me, I want to say it's tribal. Different people from different places, they have different, you know, system or procedures of making egusi. You know, but I grew up knowing that this is, because where I come from, egusi and pounded yam is like the main, yes. So if you like it lumpy, depending on how you like it, you can do the balls before you have it in, or do the balls before you fry it. I like it smooth, and that's why it's coming in this way. Okay. You know,
it's looking good.
Yeah,
smells good too. I wish you guys could smell this.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're amazing.
It smells so good.
Okay, Ufuoma. Yeah. Now, before we go to putting in our leaves, tell me, what is your take on cyberbullying?
It's amazing how people hide under the cover of anonymity to carry out crimes, to perpetrate crimes. It's amazing. So I say to people who are cyberbullies, you're not different from the armed robber who comes into my house forcefully at night and takes what is mine. You're not different from the politician who with a pen siphons a lot of money. You are not different, because what you have done is you have tried, because most times they don't exist, they don't succeed for me.
Okay.
You have tried to take my joy, and you're not even man enough to do it to my face.
Because when you see me, you ask for a picture, or you say hi, or
you actually touch the ground to greet me.
Yeah,
good afternoon, man.
That's how we roll.
And then you think that, you know, you have anonymity behind the keypad.
You say what you want to say.
And then you say what you want to say. So what I say to people is, whatever it is that you're able to do as an anonymous person is who you are. Just take it, take it as
like
that's who you are. Whatever you do as anonymous, in anonymity, is who you are. So don't even kid yourself.
I have to dash you something. No.
Meat.
No, just take one more for you. If you don't go, take one more there. I put the leaf inside the soup so that you'll fit it.
Let's see meat now.
Let's take two.
Let's test the meat.
No, take two more.
Meat.
Without fear or favor.
Let's taste the meat. I love greens. God.
Yes, vegetables.
I love the way they look.
It's just a must. Vegetables are good for you.
Yes.
When people keep asking you, how do you
they just actually change the face
of everything. Not just in what you're making, but also in your system.
True.
Vegetables,
very true.
Very
true. This looks so good.
Another that I watch now, they'll say their hair, they open it, they cook egusi. It's my kitchen, it's my room. Whenever I need to look sexy to cook for that man, I don't want to wear cap.
Actually, yes, you should always. Right? Always. That's another thing that people need to know in their marriages.
Okay, so we're good to go. I think we should just have very teeny, weeny salt taste. Okay. Yeah, just very little. And we're good to go.
Veggies are so green.
Yes, I know. You see the way it looks? Beautiful. Yeah. So for some people, the food is ready. The soup is ready at this point.
Yes.
They don't like their vegetables overcooked.
Yes.
Some people like it slightly darker. Yes. While some people like it well cooked. Yeah. You know, depending on your preference, you can actually go off at this point. I know, so you're surprised, but you're not too surprised because you know, say you come as contest our movement.
This looks so good. This smells good, guys. Heavenly.
Okay, so we are ready for testing. Lots of questions for Ufuoma. Like I always say, instead of lying about it, don't talk about it, and she's been so honest. We are going to be right back for tasting and ask her more questions. Messi's menu. Really nice.
It's really good, Mercy.
The meat, the kpomo, everything like well cooked all together.
Very tender.
And even when
very
you bite
tender.
the meat, the soup is inside.
And you can feel all the juices from inside the meat, yes. I
Well
really
done.
like this. This is good.
Come on. I want to ask a question. As a mom,
Yeah.
with kids, back to domestic violence, because you know it's a vice in the society. How do we curb it?
Mercy, you know, I usually say that the minute you have a son, God has given you a task to fulfill and to help your society. And I realized that there's a bit of a deficiency in bringing up boys than there is with bringing up girls. You realize that when people bring up their daughters, they say, oh, you need to learn how to cook. You have to sit properly, arrange, do this. So you notice that girls are more coordinated.
Than boys.
But who is to say that our boys cannot be the same way? Who is to say that our boys why should our boys have that sense of entitlement? Why should his sister be in the kitchen cooking
and he's watching TV?
He's watching TV. And he feels like when the food is ready, the food should appear before him. Why? Why do we not feel like we should bring up our sons the same way? We bring up with the same precepts and principles that we bring up our daughters. I say to my son, you've got to love your sister, you've got to love your mother. Under no circumstance, none whatsoever, should you raise your hand against your sister. And so Issue knows he gets the toughest punishments when he does as much as shoves his sister, as much as shoving her, as much as grabbing something from her, or maybe she's standing on something, he grabs it and she slips and falls. He gets the toughest punishment he knows. For any child to have those options, the parents would have done the job to bring up, especially the boy, to understand the importance of a family unit.
Now, finally, we have too many moms out there, working moms.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest questions, one of the biggest questions I get all the time is how do you juggle it up? How do you manage it?
Mercy, the truth is nobody ever has time, but you make out time for the things you consider important. That's the truth. The same way we do it is the same way the tomato seller, the pepper seller, the teacher, the doctor, the nurse, the journalist does it. And for everything in life, you need to understand your priorities. What are your priorities? You give time to things in your life depending on how much priority you place on them.
On a second note, I feel like I'm such a bully. Because you know, wait, that's the truth. No, not like bully, but like okay. I had to make her try, you know, with the meat and the pepper and all of that.
Mercy, you know, say I know they like cook. You know.
So now.
You know. Now all I'll put.
Yes, now Egusi with the cook, not the suya. She had to get like a feel of what it's like to actually do it. Ufuoma is my sister. I don't want to say colleague. Ufuoma is one of the most honest girls I know. She tells you as it is. Ufuoma just wouldn't talk if she won't be honest about it. I had so much fun with her. I like to tease her a lot because she's like tall and I'm short. We're always like this. And she's always very serious. When it's picture time, she pouts. So I keep telling her, you calm down. You are fine, you are tall. Let me take the shine on this picture. So like, Ufuoma is my girl. She hates to cook. Ufuoma doesn't know how to cook. So today we had to prepare egusi soup. And then from start to finish, it was all like it was like a mystery to her. You know, and then like when I was done, she had so much fun. She liked the soup a whole lot. She just kept complimenting and complimenting because she's lucky. Her husband is white. He's British. You know what I mean? So I wanted her to like, you know, have a feel of it all, which she did, and she had so much fun because we made egusi and eba together. You know, and so while I was, you know, steaming the meat, adding like all of the seasoning and the salt and everything into the soup, Ufuoma kept looking like magic was, you know, like this thing when you go to Disney, you know. She kept staring like, what is going on here? So it was so nice. At the end of the day, she feels okay when I get home, she's going to try. So whether Ufuoma likes it or not, I'm a godmother when it comes to cooking. Like I said, the base, I taught her, you know. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you so much.
You are not just a mom or a wife, you're a role model.
Oh.
And that's why, like I always say, it's very important that even when we have like our social media post on any of our handles, it's important that sometimes we spell out the truth as it is, because too many people look up to us to learn what to do and how to go about it. We're so glad to have you in my kitchen. Everybody here has been smiling because you are so sweet as usual.
Thank you.
So we have this seasoning pack from Mr. Chef Salt.
Wow.
And we have this microwave courtesy Bosch.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that is huge.
Yes.
Hey, thank you.
I love you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much,
darling.
babe.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
So who cooked the egusi soup now?
You did.
Okay, so that's it on Mercy's menu. Mom and I are going to continue with our gossip, even though they have a score they refuse to put me in. We'll discuss it next time.